Welcome to Myers Metal Detectors, located in sunny Tampa, Florida, where we sell nothing but fun and adventures, treasure hunting gear, and anything you can imagine for metal detecting. Give us a call, 813-237-1939. Happy hunting and dig deeper.
Live from sunny Florida, it's Treasure Talk.
Welcome, folks.
One and all.
Welcome to another exciting edition of Treasure Talk. How you doing, Jeff?
I am doing very well. Sporting a brand new look here. Look at this here and this here.
Yeah, I'm jealous. I don't have that hat and shirt, but
well, you'll be getting one, I'm sure.
Yeah, I didn't get went to the mail today and didn't see it. And are we live on Treasure Talk Facebook?
I'm pretty sure we are.
I
I don't go and check that. Is Jocelyn on that?
There's nobody else.
I don't see it on my Facebook, but my Facebook never works right. Okay, you got it. Perfect. All right.
Yep, we're good.
Yes, we're good. So I guess we better go ahead.
You're getting full.
I'm getting some feedback here. I don't know why that thing does it. I guess we better get going here because we got an exciting show, and I'll look at that later while someone else is talking. So let me get running, huh? Today's show is brought to you by your friends at Myers Metal Detectors, where we not only sell fun, but we sell adventure. And views, thoughts, and opinions expressed here on Treasure Talk belongs solely to the guest or member, not necessarily to Phil Myers, Jocelyn Myers, Jeff Monin, or Myers Metal Detectors. And of course, the purpose of Treasure Talk is to promote the hobby of treasure hunting and metal detecting and to educate our members in a fun, informative manner. And
that is it indeed. So I heard a story. That the guru had a Deus 2 on the beach today.
Yes, I did. I was very impressed with it. Extremely deep. And I did pull some silver out. I didn't find any gold, but it was a local beach, and you don't find a lot of gold there, but you always find coins. And I was digging coins almost 2 foot deep. And
that's too deep to be digging, buddy.
Oh, it wore me out, so it put me in a bad mood today. And because I was tired, I got up early. I was up at what time were we up today, Joss? 7 o'clock. That's not the normal time I get up.
No, you normally don't get up till about 9:15,
yes.
Right?
And I have half a pot of coffee, and I started too early. So if I'm a little groggy tonight, that's why.
Well, I don't know.
I have been reading the manual, so
that's good. That's what we always say.
The French do it a little differently than other companies, so it's good to read the manual for sure.
Yes, it is. It is. And they put out a really nice manual too. You can take it with you, and
yes, it's printed in color, so it's a very nice manual. It's nice seeing that. I think that some manufacturers don't do a manual, and I think that's bad because that makes it harder for the person because they'll have to print one out if they want to actually see it.
I know a lot of people don't like to do that.
Yeah, Deus and Naka both with the new detectors, they have manuals in the box, so it's awesome.
Huh. Well, I tell you what, it is nice because if they have to print these things out, that can be quite an expensive proposition with the amount of printer ink and stuff like that. Plus it's kind of a pain in the hiney. They should be putting the manual in with the, with the detectors.
Yeah, especially these new detectors that have so many features in them that you better read the manual on it.
Well, yeah. Well, they should always read the manual on any detector, but especially on these new ones. Adele was having trouble with her coil. Well, I don't know why she even, when you get the Deus 2, the coil is automatically paired to it, the coil that you order with it. She took it out for one reason, was trying to put it back in, and I guess old eyes, she wasn't reading it just right,
Yes, typed the wrong serial number in it. And
Yep, yep,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. It happens.
Oh, absolutely. I've done that before myself. I know exactly what you did. But for some reason on my Facebook, on my phone, it never shows their show. I don't know what the deal is.
I don't know. I
But
don't know.
the way Facebook is, it's a little squirrely.
Yes, I see. I'm not seeing much from Facebook. Anybody out there on Treasure Talk Facebook watching? Make a comment. It wouldn't surprise me with Facebook. You never know about them.
You don't. You could be there one day and the next day you're not.
Yeah. And I didn't reconnect it. I probably should have, but it says that, we're connected. So I guess we'll see.
Absolutely.
Facebook user Tom Becker, he's probably watching on Blue Spade Society. It should be there. Has Jocelyn got it up?
Tonight.
Joss is on, but
Yeah, the Excalibur.
yes, that's Excalibur Shovels. Is it on?
Right there.
Oh no, the live feed.
Oh, that's it.
That's not the live feed. I just don't. I think it just might be mine. I'm sure people are on it.
Well, I think so. Most people are watching on YouTube anymore.
Yeah.
Andrew T said Facebook is fine. He has both. So we're good to go.
Absolutely. So I guess we better bring our guest on, huh?
Yeah. Everybody's going to be waiting for this because it's going to be exciting tonight, isn't it, Phil?
Yes.
There it is.
We're going to
Yeah.
debut a new product.
Well, that's awesome. Yeah,
So, everybody, you can kind of waiting for this. Let me go back and explain what happened. We had Bondi Treasure Hunter, but he got called away. He had to do some German TV show, so he couldn't make it tonight. And that's just fine because we got something even better. And so I get on the horn and I call Casey. I say, "What's shaking? Can you do the show?" Yes. That's always first thing. Casey always tells me yes. He didn't even know what I asked yet. And he says, yes. So I said, let's do that. And he says, I got a new product. I said, can we just wait and debut that on the show? He says, yes. His normal response, yes. So we're going to debut a new product from Excalibur Shovels tonight. So let's bring on Casey, the man from Excalibur Shovels. Hello, Casey.
Hey fellas.
Hey, Casey, how you doing? I'm jealous
Good.
now twice because you guys get your hats and shirt on and I didn't get one. So
Yeah, but it's on its way. It was supposed to be there today, maybe tomorrow.
yeah, I went to the shop because I'm not normally there on Monday because I knew you had sent it. And I asked the post lady, I caught her delivering stuff, and I says, "Hey, where's my box?" "Oh, it's not here today." So I'm sure it'll be there tomorrow. So I'm taking a picture and putting it on Facebook tomorrow when I get it.
Right on.
I'll do a selfie.
Yeah. And the hats, they're pretty sweet. And
They
they're
are
available on the
sweet.
website. And the shirts when you're out.
That's right. They are very
Yeah,
sweet. See, I got mine on.
Yep, Jeff's got his. It's got the Excalibur on there.
Yeah. And I
So
got an
it's fun.
Excalibur's in my hand when I detect too. Two of them, as a matter of fact.
Right on. I appreciate everybody that's using Excalibur. It's a pleasure to make the shovels.
Well, I tell you what, if they're not using Excalibur, they're missing the boat because when my buddies detect the Mumbles man, he's got the Merlin. He absolutely loves it. And John David's fixing to get one. So, and in Blue Spade Blue, of course. And they absolutely love them. Absolutely love them.
Yeah,
Yep, and that Merlin, it's really, really good for travel. And I saw you guys talk about it on Saturday, so I appreciate the shout out on that, Phil.
Yeah,
and showing the Merlin there because that
is a
that
nice
shovel
shovel.
is pretty sweet.
Yeah, I sold one to a gentleman who bought an Excalibur metal detector to beach hunt, and his wife wanted a shovel that was transportable so she could take and travel with it. And she said she digs for shells and fossils in the mangroves, but she wanted it to come apart so she could transport it easy. So I showed her that, and they said, "Oh, that's the one I want." So really,
It's awesome.
real easy sell.
And it fits right in your
Folks will see
backpack
it.
too. If you like to hike up into those secret spots, it fits really well in a backpack too. So that's another idea for it. But if you're going overseas, you can put it in your luggage, not a carry-on, but put it in your luggage, and it'll fit in there really well. You can just put it right around your clothes. Hopefully, if you haven't used it too much, not too dirty, just give it a hose off.
Yeah, clean it up.
And they're built like a tank.
And they are, and that's one beautiful thing is that I don't have to worry about it getting damaged in shipping, because it would do the damaging.
Now, and to dig a plug, now I have the Sir K in the Blue Spade Blue that you developed, the Blue Spade Blue for me, but that Sir K, and I've got the D handle on it, which I really like. I mean, you can dig as small a plug or as big a plug as you want to, and you just pop it out, no effort at all.
That's right. And it's
And
just the design of it. It's a really good plug digging shovel, and it's made out of aircraft grade steel. I mean, it's a future steel. It's very strong. It's abrasion resistant. It's really good metal to be working with. That's the difference between Excalibur shovels and the other guys, is that we're using the stronger metal, the better metal to make these shovels with, and they're going to last longer, and you're going to have less of them breaking. I see so many of these other ones breaking. It's amazing. So the Excalibur shovels hold up really well, and I have a less than 1% defect rate. We go over these things and we add the little things to the shovel that the manufacturers, the big guys, they just can't spend the time doing that. It's just not going to work for them. So I cover all the little details. So you get just a little bit, few bells and whistles, extras on a shovel that you wouldn't get normally with a big bulk seller.
Right. Now we got a question from YouTube from Lee Thibodeau. He wants to know what kind of warranty does this shovel carry, because he's very hard on shovels. Well, Lee, let me interject something first before Casey answers you. If you can break this shovel, then you are afraid of kryptonite.
Yeah. And you got to think about it like it's your tool, and like your detector's your tool. You're not going to treat your detector, you're not going to beat it up too much or let it fall on the ground too often, and you're going to watch out for it. So, you got to look out for your shovel too, and show some care for it. And when it's getting to be a big arm wrestling match for you, you probably should try a different angle going in, or try just a different way to get the target out, because you just don't want to put too much. You don't want to, anything can be broken if it can be built, basically. But these things are super strong, and they come with a 2-year replacement warranty. So if something's to happen to it, when I receive it back, I will replace that shovel. And then I'm offering now a 5-year. So after the 2 years, you get 3 more years, and that's a repair warranty. So I'll repair your shovel for up to 5 years. So we'll take care of you. We'll work with you. You just have to pay the return shipping.
Can't beat that.
It's a good warranty, and it's as good as anybody else's now out there, and it's actually better because I replaced the shovel.
Yeah, well, I think you'd be really hard pressed to break the shovel.
Yeah. And some guys, they go, I was being stupid, and I did something wrong with it, and I'll, if it's under warranty, I'll fix it for you. But I just ask that everybody, show some love for your tool, like you'd show for your car. You take care of it. You don't park too close to people and all that. So just a little bit of thought for your shovel.
Yeah, definitely.
Don't run over it. So I was looking at the picture Jeff posted, that crimson red. That's a nice color. How do you come up with your colors?
I just I try to relate it to something to do with King Arthur and the Knights of the Round Table kind of related colors and schemes and stuff. I just think it's fun to use your imagination with it and make something organized that you can retail out of all of it is really fun to do. With the colors,
King Arthur was a Canuck, wasn't he?
but it's something real fun to do. So that's kind of how I do it. And the crimson red, there are the University of Utah is here in Utah, obviously, and their color is crimson red. And there's a lot of Ute fans that comment on it, and then there's people in Alabama that are saying, "Oh, I love that color."
Yes,
Yeah,
absolutely.
That's just a
Okay,
great
huh?
color, crimson red.
Yeah, I
And
had a
it's like,
question from Alan Carpenter, and I know the answer to this, but he's asking how long the shovels are.
So on my website, I offer you can pick your shovel length, any length from 17 to 51 inches, but there's 3 standard sizes, and there's basically standard size. The standard length is 31 inches, and the reason it's 31 inches is because you can hold it like 90% or 80% of people can hold it in their hand by the handle and not have the spade drag on the ground. So it's perfect for a long day of metal detecting. It's going to weigh barely over 2.5 pounds at 31 inches. And so you can carry that all day long and dig with it all day long. And it's not too light, because a shovel can be too light. So the weight is almost perfect on them, and the balance is perfect on them, and they're just really thought out. And I spent so much time thinking about this that I could be going crazy from it.
Well, somebody, Chuck Martin wanted you to hold up the Merlin again, Phil.
Okay. Well, that's
Casey,
This
if you
is the-
got one.
I guess 31 inches, I think.
Yeah, this is a 31 incher right here. So there's 31, and that's the reason you use that, because you can hold it in your hand all day. And then there's 36, and I call it a mid length. So it's getting longer, and so you'll be able to get a little bit more prying, scooping with a 36-inch shovel. And then the 40 is, I call it the XL, and the 40 inch is kind of it's the longest one that's a standard length that we offer. So being that there's 31, 36, and 40, those are really good lengths depending upon the type of digger you are. If you've got a lot of experience doing this, you'll know exactly what shovel you need. If you don't know, you can email me or write me on Facebook or Instagram, and we'll get it figured out for you. But those are the 3 lengths that I offer.
Yeah, and I stock those in the shop, so if you're in the Tampa Bay area, you can walk in and pick it up and put it in your hand. That's the easiest way for me to sell them, is the people actually pick them up and see it. And it is a nice shovel. And I have other shovels too, and these by far are the best.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I'm glad to hear that. And these Merlins, they are a little pricey. I spend 3 hours making one shovel. I mean, I'm going over every little bit of it, making sure everything's lined up correctly and all the angles are correct in here. So it's not just a quick little thing. I think some people think that I'm just going out and spending a half an hour and just putting something together, but I like to spend my time on them and make sure that they're built as if they're built for myself.
Oh yeah, and you can tell they're just
Mhm.
really.
And the Merlin, it's selling really well right now. So I would suggest, if you're planning on doing some traveling, it's a great shovel. If you're not, then you don't need to go for the Merlin. If you're backpacking, it'd be a perfect shovel for that. But it's not a must for a metal detectorist, but it sure is super handy when you need it. So, like when the first time I took it out, that my patent attorney said I could show it to people. I backpacked with my buddy Stapley, and he said, "Are you going to hand digger it today?" And I said, "Oh no, we have Merlin now. We have Merlin." And I pulled it out of my backpack and I snapped it together. And I had a little Fisher backpack or Technetics, that backpack with the camo on it that just falls right apart. So I popped it right out of there. That's a small backpack. So showed it to him, and he was just his jaw dropped.
Well, everybody that sees it in the shop buys one, don't they, Phil?
Yeah, they just love them. They're very popular. So hopefully I'll sell a bunch more. So let's talk about the new product you're debuting.
All right. So let's give some people in the chat. Let's see. Can you guess? Can somebody throw out a guess in the chat to see what do you think it is? What do you think I've done? Anybody in the chat? Let's see here.
Yeah, people in the chat.
No?
Well, they're probably, their fingers are flying. They just hadn't come through yet.
So a hand digger.
There's a
That's
hand
right.
digger.
It's not right because I have redesigned the hand digger. And Phil, I'm bummed that you did get that package because I threw a couple of the new hand diggers in there for you.
Oh, nice. I'm gonna get to sample something. Nice.
Hats and shirts is right too. Sleeves for digger.
That
That'd be a
sounds
good
like
idea.
he's got a sour stomach, don't it, Casey?
What?
He said, "Oh, gee, I finally get to sample something. That
Yeah.
sounds like he has a sour tummy."
Yeah,
I don't have that nice hat. I'm not wearing the nice hat.
there's a hat in there too.
Oh, let's
the
see.
paint.
Let's see on.
A sheath. I got a sheath. Holster for the shovel. So that's good. I'm glad I'm getting some info here on things to do. So glitter.
Eric Schaefer, you did not win.
Hand digger. So let me show you guys. So there's a lot of people. So my shovels are mainly plug digging shovels, which would make, I tell people when I describe them that it's like changing a sprinkler head. If that's the type of shovels that I fabricate, and they cover the widest range of digging. But imagine replacing a sprinkler head. That's how these shovels cut. But people want to move dirt, and people want, these guys that go out in the farm fields and detect, they're asking for something a little different. And the guys that go and dig in the bottle and the dumps, they're asking for something just a little different. And so I've spent a couple of years on this, and I know that you think a couple of years to make this, but hey, you have to spend some research and development, time doing that to make sure you're doing it right before you send it out.
That's
so
right.
This is the W Spade.
Woo!
And that thing, this is 7 inches wide, and I forgot what it tapers to. It tapers to almost 3 3/4 or something. But yeah,
Wow.
7-inch wide spade here. So you guys can move some dirt. You can dig some nice big plugs in those farm fields, and you can dig bigger holes with those. You get into areas that don't have grass. This is going to be good for it. You can use these to dig in grass, and they're going to work great. They're going to work like almost as well as the standard spade. But this one here, it's going to be a little bit wider. So if you're worried about hitting targets and things like that, I'm more of a prober, so I'll cut my little plug. If it's not in the plug, I go down with my pinpointer and hand digger and I chisel it out. This will be more of you're either going to see it right in the plug, or you're going to get it right out of the hole. It's not going to be much of a search for when you cut a plug this big or dig a hole that big. These guys that use these shovels tend not to use a pinpointer. What they do is usually it's, they're up in the mountains, farm fields, and they scoop. So they find the target, they wave over it, it hits, they dig in, scoop it out, then they wave over the hole again and listen for it. If it's in there, then they scoop out again. But if it's not, if it's in the pile they scooped out, then they wave over that, hit it, bend over, look for the target, and pull it out. So it's more of a scooper shovel. But these are going to be, you can move dirt, like sometimes I'm out detecting and I'll come across a privy, or even the town dump. You find that town dump, and you got to just dig under them cans, and sure enough, there's going to be some bottles and some other cool stuff, lots of marbles in those dumps, and even a few tokens and coins. A lot of people, when a business went out of business, trade tokens just went right in the garbage. So the trade tokens are in the dumps, and out here in Utah, trade tokens are rather valuable, especially from towns that don't exist or small towns.
Yeah,
But
So what's the name of that shovel, Casey?
this
And
is
is
the
it
W.
available in a Merlin?
So I can make this in a Merlin, and I'm going to add it on my website. I do have this particular Sir K model available on the website right now in the solid length, but I will add on to my Merlin section. I'll put in the wider Spade in there, so you can order a Merlin in this design too.
how much wider is that than this one here?
This is 7, and those are 4.5.
Okay,
So,
so you're another inch and a half on each side.
yep, and yeah. So those are those are about, I think those are 4.25 wide, and these are 7. But if you were to measure it up flat, 4.5 to
And
7
is the length of the shovel the same?
is the same. It's 8 inches long.
Okay.
And 8 inches is a good length for a few reasons. And most of all the things that get buried in the ground, like even sprinkler lines, all that stuff is required by the codes to be deeper than 8 inches. And electrical is, gas lines are, all that stuff is going to be deeper than the length of this spade. So you don't have to worry, pending, using, being smart about things. You're not going to have to worry about hitting sprinkler lines or other things like that with this length. So that's the reason we don't go super duper long. But some people do just throw their cable line right under the sod. And
Oh yeah, well, they deserve to have it cut. But our friend, I think this guy, Big Poppy Joe Vizzi, says you ought to call it Sir Diggs a lot.
Sir Diggs a lot. Well, you know what? It is definitely. I metal detecting. I have well over 10,000 hours metal detecting, in probably almost 10 years now. I mean, I have spent days and days and days. It's an obsession. And I think my shoulder is going to need to be operated on at this point. And that's not it's funny, but I think it's true. But I've really gotten the left arm. If you guys have pain in your right shoulder and you got to switch to the left, it didn't take as long as I thought. So I can swing it with the left now almost as good as the right. So that's got to get me another 10 years.
Well, how much does the shovel weigh? Pacific Northwest Dirt Fishing
This
wants to know.
shovel here, this is a 40-inch W model right here. This weighs 3 pounds, 10 ounces. So barely over 3.5 pounds. So, you could figure that the 31-inch would probably weigh about 3 pounds for a 31-incher. And then probably about 3.25 for a 36. But a 31-inch in this length is probably about 3 pounds. And it's probably a little under 3 if you go with the T handle. The D handle is about an ounce or 2 heavier. But I like the D handle. A lot of people love that T handle. And even on the T handles, if you see here, there's a lean on the handle. And that lean is to give you a little bit more prying, scooping ability with this lean. It's really important. And even on the T handles, I lean the handle on the T handle. So I always lean it forward. So if you were to look at this one right down here, you can see that one side, this side here is leaning. This side here leans a little bit more towards the front than this side. This side's flatter. This side leans forward. So you can see right there-ish that it leans forward just a little bit. But hey, we're trying to give you all the just work on those angles and get that a little bit more ability to pry. You'll see that all those T-handle Merlins that Phil has there, all those handles are leaning forward. And that's going to give you a little bit of ability to scoop. And when you wear it on your hip, a lot of you guys like to wear them on your hip, and that's another reason I think you like the T-handle. But with that this lean on here, it leans this way, so when you put it in your holster, you can have the shovel farther off your hip. so that it's not clanking against you.
That's even smarter.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that plastic shovel holster that Carter makes from Detector Pro fits these just perfectly.
Does it?
Yeah.
That's awesome. And these handles here, I'm not a big T handle guy, but I've done a little bit of research and used them a little bit. I like the D handle, but we've really worked on this, and we've gone with a larger diameter, 1.25 inch diameter on the T handle for a little bit more grip, and the length, we've gone to 6 inches on this length here, and to give people a little bit more grip on there, and it seems to be right where you want it. Now I got a big hand, but there's people that they're Goliath compared to my hand, and you can see here I'm gripping it and I'm covering half of it, so there's plenty of length on there. That's another thing we looked at, but we're just tweaking all these things that the other guys, they're not going to do. They're just going to order 1 billion from some manufacturer, and they're going to send them to you, and then you're going to accidentally break it, and then you're going to have your friend weld it together for you.
I got a comment from Raymond Jones, and he said it might be good for arrowhead hunting, digging as well. I used I guess he's using the standard Excalibur and took a little longer time, so that's probably going to be faster for him. And not
Yes.
to go off the subject of that, I had another comment from Tom Becker. He was asking the retail price for the digger and the leather sheath.
The leather sheath, I'm just finishing off a bundle I bought. It was they're a little high on they're a little pricey, but a retired Union Pacific worker, railroad worker, made them for me, and they're really nice quality. They sell for, I think, $60, and then the hand digger is $40. And with a hand digger, you can pick from a whole array of colors. And I just got a new color too, called Wizard White.
Oh, really?
Yep, Wizard White. So that Wizard White beard, he has now sprinkled that into some powder coat for me.
Yes, I always remember the blue spade blue.
The what?
The blue spade blue.
Yeah, the Blue Spade Society blue.
But we got to come up with a treasure talk color.
We could come up with a Phil color.
Yeah.
Call it. I sent Phil a special, my personal color that I like, and nobody's seen it really, but I sent Phil a hand digger in my personal favorite. I call it Golden Knight, and that's golden and then NIGHT, not with the K.
Okay. I'll for sure put the post on that on Facebook. I'll probably do something live. And, maybe stream it. I don't know if I'll have time tomorrow, but I know I'll get a picture up there for sure.
Yep. And yeah, I hope you like them, because there's a little bit of a redesign on the hand digger. We're just making things better. And that's what we want to do. We want to make things better. We want to make digging better for everybody. We want to make the retrieving faster. And the more you retrieve, the more you're going to get good treasure. And that's what it's all about.
Yeah, what it's all about. We had a question off YouTube from Pink Power Alley. She wanted to know about if you were going to be at some hunt in May, DDAP or something like what? I forget it. I'm trying to find it now.
I have not gone to any of these big hunts yet. I've been to a few kind of Nevada style digs, but I'm going to open up to those, and I really want to start going to some and getting a booth set up there. It would be great to get into dig stock and to get into some of these other ones that people are always telling me about. I love to talk to all the people that buy the shovels, because it's just an array of different people, array of different stories. And, I want it to use for this event. The K8 or something in Florida.
Florida Hut 8 was just here.
Yeah.
Paint
So
Power Alley says it ought to be psychedelic fill for a color.
There we
yeah,
go.
you could do psychedelic fill. I'll put a little Grateful Dead bear on it for him.
Yeah, something in tie dye. Something in tie
And
dye.
he'll be, yeah, we can tie dye it. Some people ask me, they're like, will you do a half pink, half purple shovel? Yeah, just ask me.
But let's just cover one thing real quick right now. The Palisades pink for breast cancer.
People love that Palisade pink.
That
And
is
that
a cool
it's
shovel.
bright.
So all you ladies,
It is bright.
call up Phil, get it ordered.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yep.
we'll stock that one for sure.
It is a beautiful color of pink, and it has been popular. There has been a lot of people buying the Palisade pink hand diggers and the shovels as well. I just got one to Teresa in Wyoming. She got a hand digger shovel combo. So thank you, Teresa. Enjoy your Palisade pink.
She does. She posted it.
Oh yeah. I saw that.
Yeah. Yeah. So did you get any questions, Phil?
Yeah, I got a question. You sent me some. Uh this is from Mark Waltros. He's asking which I guess he's asking me which digging tool have I've used from Excalibur. And I have the the Sir K and I have the long one. I think mine is at
40.
least, yeah, the 40. I have that
Yeah.
one. I've used that one. I love it. And I think that one is perfect for yards and digging like that. But I think I'm gonna try the wider one too. I haven't.
Yeah, the wider one, you'll still be really clean and good in a yard with the wider spade, but it's just going to be a little bit better, for the guys that are out in the fields. They're going to really capitalize on recovery speed with the bigger spade.
Yeah, Jocelyn just told me that my friend Billy Keene, he's asking the longest, and because he's 6'4", and I call him Tiny Billy.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
But
Yeah.
the 40-inch would work for him perfectly. And I think
Yeah,
we have that
and I
one.
go up to 51 inches. If you want
Yeah.
a 51-inch shovel, just let me know. And they're available on the website too.
Yeah.
What's the cost on the W?
The W is in 40 inches is $120.
That's still a steal.
Yeah, that's
It is because the warranty is like we're partners in the operation. I should get 10% of all Excalibur diggers fines. I'm just kidding. Keep all your fines.
yeah. I think I'm going to stock that one in the shop. I'll have to wait and look at the color of what you sent me, but I like that black. I like the black W in the 40-inch or 36-inch. I'll have to place an order with you next.
Yeah, I think it's 120 for the W in a 40-inch, and then I think it's 110 for a 36, and then 100 I think for a 31, right around there. I forgot.
Yeah,
I mean,
What
Casey, the price on your shovels is very, very, very reasonable given the quality and the amount of design expertise that's gone into them. And, here in just a second, let's talk about the hand digger, because I have to tell you, the last, really the time we were out hunting, it was rainy. And that hand digger, it just works like a champ because you got them little nubs on it. And when your gloves get slimy and stuff, from the mud, it's still easy to grip that hand digger. And that is an absolute killer hand digger because it's got the serration and it cuts through roots. And I'm going to tell you what, it gets the job done big time.
It does. And it's those little tacks on there. They're for grip when it's muddy or wet. There's some other people, I see other shovels that come out, and I don't even say anything to anybody because I don't want to help them out, because there's some have come out that have some serious things that people won't see until they use them, and I just see it right off the bat because I've done this for a minute. But these tacks here, they're in the center of weight on the shovels, so you can hold this right here by the grip and travel. and as well as you can hold on to the handle, because the handle has them too. If you didn't have these on there, it would just spin around in your hand.
Yeah.
You know, if you honeycombed this, then guess it's going to fill with dirt and grass, and you're going to take it home and have it in your car, in your trunk, in your whatever. So,
Plus, the honeycomb will tend to wear blisters
right. So
on your
there's
hand.
certain things that you see it and you're just like, all right, so you're going to take home a bunch of dirt and grass in there. And what else? I guess you could just get little jars and say this was my dirt from this location. I
Well,
sometimes think that.
somebody wanted to know about the metal that you use.
Yeah, aircraft grade steel. I mean, it's some durable stuff. It's abrasion resistant. It is very strong. They're building skyscrapers out of them now because they are so strong. They if somebody's to try to pull something on a skyscraper that's made out of this metal, it's not going to go down. It's not. It's just this is a future steel, and it's good stuff. It's the difference between my stuff and the other stuff that's coming out there is that's just it might look good, but this is proven and tested materials and product here. So that's what we want to do, is we want to give you the best opportunity. And I'm right there digging with you. I'm a crazy metal detectorist as well. I'm obsessed with going to ghost towns, and tear outs are one of my favorite to do, because you can get the stuff that was just buried deep when they rip an old house out. And I found a 1888 seated last week at a tear out. So
Nice.
that's one of my I think I'm at 16 seated now, but I just love to hunt the coins. I think I got four silver halves and $2 silver and 16 seated, and with a V nickels and buffalo nickels, my page, I'm over 60 for sure in all those. Mini trade tokens and Indian head pennies. I think I'm over 80 Indian head pennies. I've been pretty obsessed and doing this for a minute now.
Yeah.
Well, people are saying you need to make more videos, Casey, but then again, you got to keep making shovels.
It is. It's this balance of, I need to get this video. I've got this video going up, but the thing is, I end up doing the same darn things I do with the videos that I do with my shovels. Is I just sit and I meticulously go over everything on the video, and I'm just going over it many times, and then it's taken forever. So I'm just that kind of guy. If I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna go all out at it. Once I got into metal detecting, it was like, this is so fun. I'm going to go all out. I want to get the best equipment, the best tools. And then I saw that I could make the best tools for digging. And that's what started it all.
Now you have my vote, that's for sure.
Absolutely. Now, Casey, you had mentioned the trade tokens, and that's always been something I've collected, Florida tokens in my area, because I just think those are fascinating pictures of the past, businesses from long ago. And
the history with trade tokens is incredible. And when you see mercantile on it, or you see saloon,
right.
A dairy, there's all these different tokens. Everybody pretty much that could make them would make them, and it would help bring business to their stores, and it would make up for where there wasn't as much coins in circulation. So that's another reason that trade tokens were around.
Yeah,
we got a question though for you from the Diggin' Canuck Live. Can you recap the edge and sharpening it?
Unless you're a fabricator, it's kind of a iffy angle to go at when you do that, because of the metal is a heat treated metal, so it will soften the heat. When you try to sharpen it, you can get it too hot, and then you soften it, and then when you soften it, it will wear faster. It's still going to be really strong, but what it is it's called annealing. You anneal the steel when you heat it up like that. And
could they send it back to you and have you do it?
Yeah. Oh yeah, but these things, the type of grind that we do to these shovels, they are meant to wear sharp. It's a engineering thing. It's well known how to do it. But they wear sharp, and all the ones I have and that I use, they'll get a little bit of a roundness to them, but they just continually to wear sharp. If you sharpen them yourself, they'll cut really well the first couple times you go out. And this is with pretty much any shovel out there. They'll cut pretty well the first few times, but then it's going to dull faster because you've softened it. And if you grind in the wrong place, it's going to dull faster because of that. So there's a multiple things that you can do. I see people grinding them for fun on like Instagram going, hey, I'm sharpening my shovel. And I see that they're doing it in the wrong places and stuff. And I cringe. I just think I wish they knew that it's only going to be sharp for a couple more and then it's going to be duller than it was, or at least they thought it was. But I would recommend that you don't sharpen them, just keep using them. And when you're digging in sandy areas, places like that, that's just going to make it sharper and sharper. When you're digging in soft material, you're sharpening. That's like a stone, one of those sharpening stones. You're sharpening it. So, and you're not putting heat into it when you're doing that. So that's what I'd recommend doing. If you want to look into the grinding to see how to do it yourself, you can do that. But, I'm not going to tinker inside of a metal detector because I'm not an electrician. So, I'd leave it to the manufacturers to make it the best. I'd always just leave it the way it is. You're going to get the best out of it, leaving it the way it is. And it's going to level it out, make the how that edge wears. It's going to make it so much better for so much longer if you just leave it alone, rather than getting a little sharp. It's even just dull as could be, these things would still cut really well.
All right.
Okay.
Well, looks like Jeff's got the banner rolling, but before we get started with that, Jocelyn said that there's more comments on Facebook that you need to do more videos.
Yeah, we got I got a bunch of footage saved up. So hopefully here we can get some more going. I'm in the act of moving right now. So when I can get everything, all my computer desk and all that set back up, we'll do that. Because right now I've got a piece of cardboard in front of me, a giant piece of cardboard with a hole poked through it that is holding my phone up.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, all
My
that
goodness.
stuff's packed up right now. My light and my desk, everything. So
So do
hopefully
you
get some videos going because we got some crazy cool stuff that we've come across out here in Utah.
Yeah. Casey, do you happen to have the hand digger and the sheath right there where you can pop it up?
I don't. I sent my last couple hand diggers to Phil. Darn those shipping people. They should have got it there on Friday.
Well, you know how that goes. You're talking, it is what it is. Phil's he won't be jelly for too long.
Yeah.
Anyway, you probably saw it on the Facebook page where I posted it. It is the Excalibur hand digger and a custom leather sheath, and it's really, really nicely made. And one of these magnificent hats says Excalibur shovels on it. These are really good hats, let me tell you.
Yeah, it's a good quality person I'm going to for the shirts and hats. Is a Gildan shirt, and I think it's a Port Authority hat. Yeah. So these are really
well
nice
made.
quality. It's not garbage. So that's nice.
So what we have to do is everybody knows you have to enter, and there were 300 and some entries. So I have compiled all those, and I have the winners. Now, there's going to be one winner, and I've got some alternate names. So here's how it works. You had to use the phrase, I think it's Excalibur is the best, which is true. Now, once we call your name, you will have 3 minutes, because you have to be tuned in to win. You got 3 minutes to text or Facebook Messenger, either Phil or myself, and you see our numbers going across in that crawler about on the bottom of your screen. Those are our numbers. You got 3 minutes to text or messenger with your name and you are here. Then what you must do, otherwise you're not going to get your prize, is you must email your name, address, and phone number to treasuretalkshow@gmail.com. And that way I can get it to Casey and he can get your prize out to you. So get your fingers ready because you got 3 minutes. So at 6:54, if you're not answering, we're going to go to somebody else. So, Miss D. O'Brien, you are the winner. Get your fingers ready and get it done. D. O'Brien.
You guys want to hear a quick little treasure tale while we wait?
Sure.
Yeah, go ahead.
You guys want karma story or a story with a twist? Let's see. I'm going to do the first one.
Let's hear a twist.
The twist. Okay. The twist is so I go out and grid. I call it gridding. And what I do is I go downtown and I grid through the streets and I look for places to metal detect. Well, I got through one day and I was heading home, and in Salt Lake, what they did is this thing. It's called I think a 40 acres or 80 acres act. So if you were married, you get 80. If you were single, you get 40. And it was to develop farther away from Salt Lake. So out in this area, you'll see a really old house every once in a while, every 40 or 80 acres. So I had left Salt Lake where all the old houses are, and I was coming back, and I drove past this house, and it was 1800s, early 1900s. It ended up being 1894, and there was construction going on. And so I turned in and went to the construction boss guy, and I said, "Hey, you mind if I metal detect?" And he said, "No, go ahead." He's like, "You gonna share?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'll give you a few coins if I get onto anything." So I went and metal detected it, and one of the first things I found was a 1945 Walker, just a silver half, and it was the first half that I had found at that point. So it was a big old silver, and I was just stoked. I got a couple Mercury dimes, and I got a Roosevelt silver and some rings, really cool rings and stuff. And I talked to the guy, and I was like, I want to keep the half, but I'll throw you a Merc. This is a 31 Merc. So I gave him a Merc, and he was happy with it. And I left, and I called my parents, and I said, "Hey, Mom, Dad, I just metal detected this old house way far away from Salt Lake, and it was on this address." And my dad's like, "What? And I'm like, "What?" And he's like, "This was the address." He's like, "That was my aunt's house." And his aunt had owned that house from 1948-ish till 2014. My dad's aunt owned that house. So those things that I dug in that yard, my own blood, my own family had dropped on the ground. And it's
I got to
crazy. I
interject
found a
something
Walker.
here. Have you gotten a text or messenger?
I haven't got a.
I haven't either. Now, D. O'Brien, I see you in the chat. You must not want the digger in the hat because you got about 15 seconds or you're going to lose out, girl.
Yeah, let me see my phone real quick just to be sure.
Well, he's on a different.
But
it's not on Facebook.
Yeah, but I was going to say that's a really cool story. I love it.
Then I went back to the house and asked to metal detect again. And I told the guy, and he was like, "That's cool. You can go through it all and look at it in the inside and everything." You got it?
Yeah, we got the winner. Hi, this is D.
Okay.
Congratulations, D.
Now she's got to do the email.
And so she might have done it, Jeff, a little while ago, but I just didn't see it.
Now she just said she just texted.
Okay. Yeah, because I've had phone and it looks like Facebook issues because I can't pick up the show on Treasure Talk for some reason. But yeah, that's a cool story.
But so I went back, and then the neighbor, this old lady neighbor, came out, and she's like, "Do you have a card?" And I said, "Yeah." I gave her my card, and she's all, "Dittman," and she's like, "Are you Roger's son?" And I'm like, "No, that was my dad's uncle." And she said, "Oh, well, he sold me my house." So my dad's uncle sold her house, and it was from like the late 50s. He sold her house back in the 50s. So just another crazy coincidence in that area.
Did you hunt that yard too?
I didn't end up hunting that yard. But I ended up doing the other neighbor's yard. I didn't find anything good but a couple wheats. But the yard, getting my own family's things, I kept all that stuff separate, and I kind of have it in its own place in my collection because it's just so cool that I dug the things I love to dig
Right.
that my own family likely dropped. It's an incredible thing. Anyways, but D, congratulations. And you can send, if you want to send me an email at metaldetecting@gmx.com, I can get you, you can send me your shipping address and tell me what color you want. And you can go on my website to look at the colors, and we'll get you that hand digger and sheath sent your way, and
A
the
nice
cool
bag.
Excalibur
Well,
shovels.
what we want them to do, Casey, we want them to send it to us at treasuretalkshow@gmail.com.
Oh yeah.
Then I will forward it on to you. So I keep records of
perfect.
that kind of stuff. So
Great.
D, you got to do the email, name, address, phone number, and the color of the hand digger that you want. And send it to treasuretalkshow@gmail.com. I'll get it to Casey, and then we'll get your prize out to you. So, but you have to do the email. Otherwise, you ain't going to get it. Phil's going to keep it.
Yeah, he's going to add it to his collection of
He's going to have
Excalibur.
another one.
Yes.
We don't like Phil being sour because he don't get stuff.
I've had a bad day today, so.
But there's a lot of dirt though, not necessarily beach, but there's a lot of dirt like in Florida to be digging. So
Absolutely.
so if you guys are down there, go check him out in his shop. I've got people that I know in Salt Lake that have traveled out to Florida and gone into Phil's shop, and they just think it's the coolest, and they get me some Myers metal detector stickers and stuff, and it's pretty sweet. So check them out.
It is indeed, because it won't be long, and y'all will be taking a tour of that on Thursday night.
Yes, we're going to have a tour of the shop on Thursday night.
Yep,
April
April 7th.
correct? Yes.
April 7th. It's going to be Treasure Central coming to you from Myers Metal Detectors. So you get to see almost everything he's got in the shop.
And you'll see some Excalibur products too, for sure. And
Oh,
maybe
you
the
betcha.
new ones by then. Do you have any of, you make them all to order, don't you?
I do, and I had a bundle I just made, and everybody bought a hand digger this week. So it's depleted my stock that I'd built up. So I got a couple coming your way, and then there's just there's a bunch of people digging right now. It's really taken off.
Oh, good.
This is the busy time of year.
Yeah, for sure.
I think everybody, they realized they didn't get a shovel with their detector for Christmas.
Yeah, we're selling quite a few new detectors, so we need to have the shovels that go along with it too.
That's right.
Mhm.
That's
So
right.
while you're
Especially if you're getting that Deus Who as deep as it goes, they need an Excalibur to dig that 2-foot hole.
Yeah,
The faster you get to it,
the faster you get on to the next target, for
That's
sure.
right.
So Casey, your club member came into the shop. I can't remember his name off the top of my head.
Gary,
But Gary. And the name of your club, what is that?
the National Utah Token Society. It abbreviates NUTS.
Okay.
So I don't say that when I ask permission. I say National Utah Token Society, because if I go to someone's door and I say, "Hey, I'm nuts. Can I metal detect your yard?" It's not gonna work out well.
Yeah, it's not gonna work. So so your metal detecting club is named after token. So that's just cool.
We love them.
Yes. So what is your favorite token that you've done? Tell us about that.
I've got a handful. I've got one of a kind. I've got a couple, one of one known to exist trade tokens. There's one I found, and it's called the Little Puck Saloon, and I ended up researching it on online newspapers. It's the only one known to exist. It's from Ogden, Utah, and yeah, it's a one of one, and it's the only one with an 8 scallop that has the word saloon from 25th Street in Ogden, which was the gambling, drinking, brothel street in Ogden. I researched through old newspapers, and I ended up finding out that the guy's name that owned it was named George Woods. And there was an article on him getting sentenced to jail for like 10 days or 5 days for selling alcohol on Sunday. He sold alcohol on Sunday, and he got put in jail for 5 days.
Well,
So
there used to be that.
history
Yeah.
behind it. That's probably, and that's going to be a high dollar token. And then, there's a few tokens that get into the thousands of dollars that I've been lucky enough to find. And there was one, I found the only 5-cent denomination Fort Union Mercantile. It's in South Salt Lake, where Fort Union was. And it's the only known to exist. It's a 4 scallop 5-cent denomination. There's 25 cents that have been known, but no one had ever seen a 5-cent. And I found the only one that's known to exist. So that's the stuff. And then you get put in the book that we have, the Utah Trade Token book. You get put as a contributor in it, and that's what I like. I like being able to be remembered beyond my years.
Absolutely.
You are definitely going to be remembered for your shovels.
Yeah.
I hope so.
Sure. And tokens. And we have the same thing here in Florida. We have the Florida token book. And I just think tokens have always fascinated me. But listen, I got one. It looks like we're getting close to, we're past that time. But I've got one comment. William Jones is asking me, Phil, do you have a Amazon store? And William Jones, sorry, I used to do the Amazon thing, and it's just, the margins, they take so much. Amazon takes 15% off the top, and the margins just aren't there. It's not worth for the dealer to do that. So no, I don't have an Amazon store, but you can call me and we'll get it shipped out right away too. So
813-237-1939, the magic numbers.
Absolutely. So it looks like we're past our time, Jeff. So I want to thank you, Casey, for coming on here and for doing and showing us the new product. Yes, I'll be ordering some W's for sure because I like that size. And thank you, Jeff. And thank you, Jocelyn, for putting up with me today. I've had a bad day, so she's put up with a grumpy person today. So hopefully when I get my package tomorrow, I won't be grumpy anymore.
If the package came, it would have just switched your day right around, Phil. It would have been
That's
the
right.
best day.
I was
But tomorrow,
today. Some days were asses.
He wouldn't have had a sour tummy.
Yes, I would. For sure. So thank you guys, and thank you, Jocelyn, for putting up with me. And if somebody wants an Excalibur shovel in their Tampa Bay area, stop in and see them. They're awesome products, and I got them in stock. And I will get the W's in shortly.
Even if you're not in the Tampa Bay area, if you're in the continental United States,
we could
813-237-1939. And if he doesn't have your color, you'll get it.
What was that?
Do you ship to Canada?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so Casey can ship out of the country. I just ship in the U.S. I'm not interested in doing the out of the country deal.
I've sent them all over Spain and France and Australia and Israel and Finland.
And I hats off to you, but I don't have a hat. So
yeah. And thanks, Liz, Digging Canuck, for all those Canucks up there that are buying shovels.
Yes.
I'm sure it's got a lot to do with Digging Canuck. So thank you, Liz.
And there's a bunch of them over in England that are going to want these shovels. And I know there's going to be a bunch more because our good friend Sal from
Treasure Sal's Hunts.
Yeah. And I told him about the Merlin and he called up and ordered a bunch. Cool. So that'll be great. So we got to get out of here, Casey. I want to thank you for coming in tonight. Yes. Thank you for a great prize. Pleasure. Thank you very much for my hat and shirt, and my stomach feels fine. I've been in a good mood all day. But nice. We will be back soon next week. We may have another surprise for you. You never can tell, but coming up on Thursday night, right now, we got on Treasure Tales, we have Cooper's Amputee Lifestyle. And I'm waiting for Family Treasures. If they're watching tonight, you better get back to me so we know how to get a hold of you to do the show. But
nice show.
We want to see y'all on Thursday night for Treasure Tales. Casey, it's always an extreme pleasure with you, my friend. And thank you again for everything that you do. And everybody, happy hunting. And dig deeper with an Excalibur shovel.
Absolutely.
Right
See you
on.
guys.
Good night, everybody.
Happy digging.